Hashtag Chef on Tour. We're up in Comuna 3, an area that we don't see a lot of tourists come up, right? It's not like Comuna 13 where they have all of the movement. Comuna 3, and we're here with our friend Andrea. And Andrea, you have a heart of gold, you know, like I always say, if I could save the world, I would, but I'm only one person. And certainly finding people like Andrea in the world who are really making a difference for their community, for a community, means a lot. So Andrea, say hello to the camera and say hello to everyone out there.
Diaz. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
So you got a beautiful project. Tell us about the name of it. Tell us about what the purpose is, and then tell us a little bit about how does it work.
Yes, well, we're here in La Honda, Comuna 3. And it's something very personal for me because I am born in Bogotá, but raised up in the Netherlands through my adoption. And now I'm back here in mi tierra and in my land. For me, it's very special to do this kind of things. It's very personal. And what we try to do is empower the next generation.
Great. And so empowering the next generation is exactly what you're doing, but you don't have your hands full. You have every piece of your body full, right?
Yeah.
You're carrying everything up. You're doing everything. How many people are on your team?
We have 3 teachers.
3 teachers?
Yeah, 3
so
teachers.
One is for English?
Yeah, one is that's a volunteer.
Okay.
So, but we normally work always with the
full-time teachers?
Yeah, full-time teachers from the neighborhood. That's
okay.
very important for me. So we also support for the women and here to get jobs.
And you know, I should back up a bit and we should say, tell us the name of your organization. And there's 2 organizations that collaborate together, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my organization called Mi Barrio Mi Sueño is My Neighborhood, My Dream. And we are central to our foundation is education, women empowerment or equality, and we strive towards a world without any hunger.
Great. And wow, you know, you told me a very touching story. We've had an opportunity to run through, meet some of the kids. Today we had 15 with us, I think something like that. We were at the Minorista market. We jumped in and did some purchasing. So what do you call them, like the food bags, or is that what the name of the term is?
Yeah, paquetes de comida, food bags.
Paquets comida.
Yeah.
And so we have enough for, you know, to kind of keep the ball rolling for everyone.
Yeah.
And making sure everyone is not just eating, but that they're eating healthy, and obviously all of the great leafy greens and all of that. We're gonna have fun with. We got some chicken. You guys will see everything we have. Potatoes, tomatoes, the works, right?
Exactly.
And so feeding them is one piece, educating them is another piece.
Yeah.
What are some of your challenges with what you are doing right now?
We have a lot of challenging. Well, first of all, we are a small foundation, and we're growing. We're growing tremendously the last 4 years.
And you're growing in the sense of you're growing that you're getting more kids in, right?
Yeah.
But you also need to grow with resources too.
Yeah, that's challenging. That's the biggest challenge that we are facing right now because there's so much going on in the world and everybody has their own costs. And yeah, if you live somewhere else, you sometimes don't understand the struggle that the children are going through. For example, there are children here that maybe get 1 meal a day, a little bit of rice, maybe a little bit of beans, and that's it. So yeah, that's challenging to keep your programs up and running, but it's also challenging to hear if a child says that her uncle is touching her in places or, you know, like, I don't want to go there, but it is horrible. And then,
it's heavy.
And we have this beautiful community center that we are building right now. And sometimes when you close the door, you know, like, okay, she's going home to that traumatic place. But yeah, you can only do so much.
You can. I mean, it seems like kids learn at school, they learn at home, they learn on the streets. And then somewhere in there, there's another piece or two that they learn. So, so many different outlets. There's only so much you can do with that. But with what you can do, and you can start to take them on the right direction.
Exactly.
And now you're giving them boxing classes, and you're giving them English classes. And we've heard a lot of the kids say their names, and some of them said their first full names. And you know, hey, it's all a process, right?
Yeah. And I think the most important thing, especially for these children, is to give them a little bit of attention, a little bit of love. Because that, I think doesn't matter how old you are, everybody wants a little bit of love, right? And it starts there. I think without that, we are lost as humanity. So if we can share a little bit of love, give that hug to someone who has a hard time, have a listening ear to one of the children.
Sure.
I think that's the most important thing. I mean, education, like English and everything, we're super happy to have that. But I think, maybe you think about when you were a kid, what you missed. Sometimes somebody says like, hey man, I'm proud of you. You do a good job, you know?
Yeah, positive reinforcement is extremely important, especially when you come from difficult, challenging places in the world. So I would imagine that one of your top of your list is like, how can people help you with financial resources or how they can help you with other things like maybe clothes or, you know, and donate to your group. And what does that look like?
Well, we of course have our Instagram, Mi Barrio Mi Sueño.
So you have your Instagram?
Yeah, Mi Barrio Mi Sueño. People can follow us there and we are very active. So you can exactly see what we are doing. If you donate, we are very personal. For example, we have the stove program. A lot of people are cooking on wood. So people can donate a stove that they can cook on gas.
Okay.
And it's a tremendous change you can bring in somebody's life. And if you just write us and say like, hey, I want to support here, I want to support there. Sometimes we have call to actions. Now with the community center we are trying to build, we need financial resources. I mean, whatever comes from the heart is more than welcome.
Sure. I mean, how's the water situation up here?
We have water. Sometimes they cut it off because of, I don't know, problems here in the neighborhood. But yeah, of electricity, sometimes we fail of electricity. Yeah.
So backup water, candles,
yeah,
you know, things like that, just to keep the, you know, the day-to-day going. And then what is the stove cost? One of those little stoves?
In total, because we give the stove, we give gas and the pipe.
Yeah.
The, I don't know.
The manguera, no?
The manguera, yes.
Right.
The
hose.
Yeah, it's around $45 to provide everything.
Okay, so you know, you can count on me. We'll talk about that. But I'm going in, I'm putting skin in the game. You might want to do that too. And if you do, I'm happy to be the facilitator to help you get to where you need to go. 200 children and moms, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many of those have stoves? Maybe 30%, 40%?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Who builds the stoves?
Who builds the stoves? I'm always buying
GE or what's the brand?
ASAP.
Okay, yeah.
ASAP?
Let's get ASAP involved in this. Let's get more stoves. We'll Chef Charles Webb design stove for everyone, right?
Yeah, it would be amazing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone knows how to get a hold of Andrea, how to follow her foundation. And then if you have any questions, you can always reach back out to me. This is not our first time in Medellin. This won't be our last, and you can count on me to help.
Nice.
And I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And thanks for having the heart and soul. It's extremely important with what you do, and you've got a lot of soul. So we really thank you. Hashtag Chef on Tour. Comuna 3 with Andrea.
Sí.
Mi Barrio Mi Sueño.
Mi Barrio Mi Sueño.